So this video is going to be a warning to anyone who comes in contact with John Humphrey, aka Spoons, aka NoNo. There's no telling what else he may go by now. But he is not a character. Unless he's not a character you want to deal with, because I don't think he's healed from anything. I feel in the spirit that he hasn't, and he's just going around hurting more people. I actually had a friend of mine say that they had seen on someone else's post where they were posting that he is a child molester. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you why I'm making this video and posting it. It's been a long time, since about October is when I dropped him off, or when I left him, like one of the final times he was threatening my life at the Fort Smith Trolley Museum, in Arkansas. And, I had met him in Arcata, California, just here and there, and you know, I didn't pay much attention to him or anything. And I mean, I prayed for him whenever he'd tell me like he had stuff that needed prayed for, and whatnot. But yeah, this dude tried to totally demolish my life under the guise of, oh, he was telling after he went around Arcata and broke out all the windows of the local businesses and stuff. The Jacoby Storehouse, that was Spoons. That was John. He bragged about it. I had a big old cut on his hand from it too. And that's the reason why he wound up leaving. A lot of things you don't see until after the fact. Or at least I don't, because if I'm in the middle of something and I see the truth, then somebody's liable to get, I will defend my life unto the death, about things. And I damn near did that summer of 2020 with Spoons. I had every opportunity and right to kill him more than once, especially after the way he treated me. So anyway, so he comes off with this big idea that he's going to tell me that he's got this big inheritance coming because all his family just died, and that he wants to share it with me so that I can help people, because that's what I do. I help people. And so yeah. So I was like, okay, I don't really know about all this. I don't really know you that well, but yeah, we can hang out, and yes, I can help keep you sober, or at least sober-minded, until you get your money, you know? Because the day that we started hanging out, the day that he asked me to help him with this, was the day that I got the call about my little brother being in the hospital and sick. And what happened to my little brother was not of natural causes. So my brother wound up living for a couple more weeks and then passing. And so I had to go back to Kentucky to take care of some things. And I asked John if he wanted to come with me. And he said yes. And I told him exactly what it was going to be. I was like, look, man, they killed my brother for our family farm. They're more likely going to threaten me and threaten anybody that's with me. They are going to, it's, on a spiritual note, on a personal growth note, you're going to face your demons, my demons, and your own self. This is a place, I grew up in a place called Purgatory, and that's exactly what it is. So anyway, he's like, yeah, I'm on board. Like, man, that he unraveled. And I'm just now finding out, after this is all over, I've got people who were the closest allies to me, not just from out in the world, but also my brother's best friend and, brother from another mother, and the neighbors asking me if I was on meth because he was telling people I was on meth. Like, bitch, I quit smoking weed and you brought it to me. He brought it to me. I quit smoking weed in the middle of all this crazy shit going on, in the middle of all of him screaming and yelling at me for no reason because I was grieving my baby brother. And I told him this is what I was going to do. I said, look, man, give me 3 days and I'll be okay to be able to deal with you. But as soon as I cut my energy off and retreated in myself, oh, he went nuts. His demons went nuts. Yes, he's got demons. He's got one in particular named Noah, who he got out of a Ouija board at 12. He'll tell just about anybody that. I've had serious conversations with Noah. Noah is an entity that follows me through various people and tries to destroy me. I'm still here, bitches. And then also Cain is a spirit that's on him. Cain, the one that murdered his own brother Abel. So there's that. And yeah, I dealt with so much. I had the opportunity to defend myself to the death with him. Like, I could have killed him so many times and it would have been perfectly legal. I just didn't want his blood on my hands, and I didn't want it on my family farm. It's my family ground. I didn't want somebody of that low of a level. I didn't want that blood on my farm. I'm here to heal things, not to kill them. And so, anyway, he stole from my family. He stole things and pawned them or took them to people. He even admitted to me that people had got him to take me to town for Wi-Fi at the library, and went and robbed. He would take me to town and have me hang out. I was like, what? He never wants to stay in town like that. Why is he? What's going on here? And then he actually told me. He told me why. Is so that people could go up and rob my farm, my brother's things, my things, while he had me away. Because I was staying there. I was straight staying there. I couldn't move. The loss of my brother, that was the last person in my family. It was just me and my brother left. Mama and Daddy has both died. So in the past 5 years, I've lost my whole fucking family. And this little motherfucker has the audacity to make it worse, to steal from me. He busted my windshield. Yeah, he busted the windshield out of my truck. Oh, well, not out of my truck, but man, he, oh my gosh, he just destroyed everything he touched. Like, all he would do was make a mess, and then for me to have to clean it up. And so many times I just wanted to go ahead and take the neighbors up on the offer and put his ass on a Greyhound. And Spirit was like, nope, there's some stuff you got to work through here. So I got my rank in unconditional love and patience, because not only was the people that killed my brother threatening me and trying to run me off so that I wouldn't do the right thing with my brother's estate, but the person who was supposed to be helping me, who told me he would help me, who acted like a badass. Oh, I'm a Crip, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a other. Man, he ain't nothing but a little bitch. That man came unglued. He ain't even a man. I don't know what it is. But he hates women. He hates women. So if you're a female, stay the fuck away from this guy. He tries to come into your life and use you. Look, man, I started out with an ample amount of money. It didn't take no time for him to, oh, we need to stay in a hotel. I can't stay in the, blah, blah, blah. I'll pay you back when I get my money, and then I'm still going to give you what I told you I'll give you for your Jesus projects and your organizations and stuff. So don't believe a word he says. He ain't nothing but a liar. I mean, I knew he was lying. I knew not to depend on that. Not only that, but the people who would have helped me, he ran them off by telling them lies and shit about me. And then he told me that he would kill them if they came, trying to make up some stupid ass story about something they did in their past. And I guarantee you that shit ain't true. But I had no idea he was in communication with them, telling them these things. And he went off, like he freaked out whenever he went into my Facebook Messenger and saw where I had invited them to come into my situation and to help me, and they would have. These is real friends, man, real family, and they would have helped me. And he cut that off. He cuts off all your help. He tries to tell everybody that you're this, that, and the other, and like, I literally protected him from spiritual things, from physical things, from all this shit. And I'm really just like, at this point, I just needed to put out a warning video that this motherfucker, John Humphrey Jr., John Charles Humphrey Jr., Spoons, NoNo, whatever he goes by, is a very dangerous person for anyone to be around. If you have children, I couldn't even see, I've been living across the country from my children, and I didn't even get to see my children hardly any. He tried to turn my children against me, tried to turn me against my children. It was sick. It was absolutely sick, the things that this man did to try to destroy me, because I have a light, and he wanted that light, and he wanted to feed off of my light. And when I wouldn't let him, when I cut the energy off, and I wouldn't let him access my energy or anything, he freaked out. And so luckily, oh man. So anyway, I've been pondering about putting a warning video or anything on his profile for a long time, and I felt like, it was, I really was worried about what people would think and what kind of backlash I would get, but I really don't give a fuck. If you want to defend a piece of shit like that, then you can go right with him, straight down the toilet. And because there ain't no good in him. There ain't. He has given himself over to everything dark and evil that he can. Because I'm the person that can see the good in anybody and everybody. If there's only a smidgen of it. I mean, I can't help, I can't help a person's got, I can't help a person who won't help themselves. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make that bitch drink. So, yeah, definitely be warned. This man does not want to work on himself. He acts like, if you've got good energy or if you're a healer, he will definitely say, oh, I'm trying to do this. No, he's not. He's not trying to do anything. He's going to play like he is for maybe a day, maybe a few hours, but he can't maintain. It's a facade. That's why he can't maintain. And, he is a very dangerous person. Very dangerous. So yeah, don't mess with him. If you're a female, do not let this man into your life, especially if you have children. For the love of God, if you've got children, keep this man away from you, because he will do nothing but drain you, and you and your children will be homeless. You'll be without everything. If I had done this by myself, if I had had the courage in myself to say, you know what, I'm going in there by myself and expecting God to take care of me instead of Spoons, then, I would have been in a lot different place right now. There'd be a whole lot of things different. He just got in my way. Not only did he get in my way, but he was such a hindrance to me. My brother had just been murdered. People were threatening me. And this motherfucker has the audacity to be yelling and screaming at me, trying to wear me down more. I went to the Amish iridologist, and they gave me a regenerative diet. Look, you're about to die. This person has worn you out so much, you're about to die. Your spirit's about to leave your body. That's what it was. And that's serious. And that's real. And I really don't care what kind of comments this gets or whatever. Because, like, after I post this, I'm logging off again. So, you know, I really don't care. But people need to know that this is not a good person. And you sure don't need him around your kids. And if you're a female, you should run because he's gay. He is so gay, y'all. First thing when somebody keeps trying to convince you that they're not gay, like, why are you trying to convince me you're not gay? Like, you can be whatever you want to be. I don't care if you're gay or not, you know. But he is totally gay. He totally hates women. And save yourself some trouble. People like this should definitely come with a warning label. So here it is. Here's your warning label. And I'm sorry I didn't post it sooner. There's probably some people who have fell victim to his bullshit and his abuse and craziness. Dude, he cut his wrists on me 2 different times, but he cut it sideways. Like, he cut it sideways. That's manipulation. That's not even a suicide attempt. That's manipulation. Because when the neighbor came up and threw the gun in his lap and said, "Come on, boy, if you're going to do it, let's go. Go ahead and do it. We'll take care of you." You know, he wasn't about it. He didn't want me calling the ambulance, though, because he knew it would be reported and that he wouldn't get his money or whatever. Like, he was scared to death calling the law. So the first thing you want to do if you're in a situation with this motherfucker is call the law. Call the law. Definitely. Because he is dangerous. He is super dangerous. He is out of control. If he's even still alive, I have no idea. There's a good chance he may not be. I don't try to connect with his energy to find out. I really hope he's not in a position where he can hurt anybody or himself anymore. You know? Because you can either stay in your hurt, stay in your traumas, and keep hurting other people, or you can work through that shit and heal it. And he was not willing to work through his shit and heal it. He just wanted to use it as an excuse to keep abusing other people. So, yeah, this is your warning about Spoons, NoNo, John Charles Humphrey Jr., whatever he wants to call himself. Yeah, there's just been all sorts of weird... I could go on. I could make a whole movie about this. Like, I've got 3 hours recorded on my audio of one instance where he just wore me out, made all kinds of heinous accusations at me, trying to get a rise out of me. That was the night... I mean, literally, at 8 minutes on that video is when he busted the windshield out. Well, he didn't... I say busted out. When he busted my windshield. So, and he said, "Oh, I'll pay for that." Like, no, bitch, you didn't. The last day that I left him at the trolley museum, like, he was stealing my stuff and pawning my stuff. And on a spiritual note, he was, like, taking all my protective stones and trying to steal them or trade them off for whatever dope he was doing. Now, I'm telling you, stay away from this person. If he's harming you or anybody that you know, like, do something. Call the law. If you don't want to get your hands dirty, call the law. He needs to be locked up somewhere. Or dead. I mean, honestly. Like, there's like, everybody in around Arcata in Humboldt County, California, were mad at me for taking him out of there because they were fixing to get his ass. Because of all the things that he had done to everybody there. He put a huge hurt on the community. There were people who went out of business because of the destruction that he brought, that he did to their businesses by breaking their windows out and stealing from them. So, you know, he's pretty wanted. And not only that, but he was trying to skip a court date too. He had went to court, and so he thought he was just going to go back to Arkansas after 10 years of a failure to appear there and make it easy. And so, like, he even called his little friend there and everything. And he's trying to scare me with all this weird shit. And I'm just like, you know what? You ain't nothing to be scared of. And if these people you talk about are your allies, are allies with you, then they're stupid. So, sorry. Anybody that's allied with him is really not on a good thinking level. Some people might be ignorant, but there's only so far ignorance can go when it's like right there in front of your face. So, yeah, this is the warning label. And I'm not sorry about it. I'm sorry I didn't produce this sooner. Is that it, Spirit? Yeah, that's good enough. There's a whole lot more details, but but this will suffice. So there you have it. You've been warned. My apologies for the late warning. Hopefully this reaches people in time to help them.